Hi everybody, it's Chris Kerr, and I'm taking this time to share with you an opportunity that is really, it's going to go nuts. And I just need your attention for a couple of minutes to explain what I'm doing and why you care, why you might care. And you might care a lot. I've done so much work and so much research in figuring out problems that business people have, especially content creators, throughout history. It's been a problem the entire time content has been a product. So whether you're an author, a radio host, a podcaster, a video maker, an animated video maker, a infographic person, it doesn't matter what content you create. If you create content, you run into the same problem. And the problem is this: it's really nobody else's job to sell what you make, but yours. If you're a radio host, odds are 99% you're responsible for generating the advertising that pays for your show. So where do you spend your time? You spend your time where the money is, which is where the advertising is. But if you do that, then the content you're creating is watered down. You're not giving it the focus that you got in business to do in the first place, so your audience isn't getting stronger because of that. You're in this fight the whole time. For authors, you have the same problem, right? Whether it's an ebook or a regular book, you have the same problem. You write the book, and then the publisher publishes it, the bookstore has it on the shelf, but it's nobody's job to actually go take your book and put it in the hands of somebody else so they can buy it. There's nobody whose job it is to sell your books. The same thing with anything else. If it's a video, if it's something, some podcast or any kind of info product, courses, oh my God, webinars and courses, whose job is it to sell those? Usually yours, right? So if that's the case, and you're going to wind up wearing all these different hats, as a content creator, that's just overwhelming for most content creators to have to do both. You usually only get really good at one side or the other of that equation, and it's usually where the money is. And so we've all been the consumer that has gone off and bought the internet marketing product or the book on the shelf that had a fantastic cover and the inside wasn't worth the time it took to find out about it. We've also seen the ones where, not the greatest cover in the world, but the content was, darn it, the most valuable, most impressive stuff we've seen in a long time. And so we're at that crossroads now where all of the traditional ways of selling this kind of stuff don't work anymore. Look at TV, right? Television has been television since time immemorial, but as soon as DVRs came out, the digital video recorders came out, commercials on TVs stopped being half as effective. And then channels stopped getting as much revenue, so they expanded the number of channels so they could have all focused content, really drill down and charge higher prices for their ads. But then now they have such small audiences, nobody's really willing to pay that price. Advertising, and even at that point, if it's all DVR'd and on demand, no one's paying attention to the ads anyway, comparatively. Not compared to the way it was in the 70s and 80s. That's for darn sure. So now you have a much more diversified list of places that content goes, and in comes things like Roku and Chromecast and the Xbox and PlayStation channels and the stuff that they're able to access. All of these on-demand channels, Hulu, Netflix, you name it, all these things are now available on demand, $10 a month, whatever, it's nominal fees to get as much content as you want on demand, without commercials. Pardon me. When it comes to books and business products and things along those lines, courses, now you're facing the same rubber and road having to meet. You're hitting the same wall. The existing industry is not there to sell your stuff, and yet the overwhelming demand for new content is so big that the number one issue for the last 3 or 4 years running for CMOs, when Fortune and Forbes do their annual surveys, has been content creation. Fortune 5000, not by and large designed to build content about themselves, but their social networks, their audiences are demanding it. That's how you stay engaged with them. You don't want to stay engaged with your client base, you're not going to keep them very long. So content creators now have this overwhelming demand, but there's no one to sell it where it needs to go. So audiences don't know where to find it. They can't connect with it. People who could use it to make money can't leverage it because they're not engaged with it either. Content creators sitting there saying, I've built this fantastic thing, and no one's able to buy it. I can put it on the web, but a website in the middle of billions of other sites is not going to get found. So how do I get this thing to work? That's the content creator side of the package. Now on another side of the package, I've been talking to a lot of the big name speakers and authors. They have huge email lists, they have large follower bases, and they put out maybe a book or two a year. They have a tour, they have a couple of other products, they have their monthly thing, but their affiliates can't make a lot of money when there isn't a big thing to sell. Because in the down part in between, there's nothing that special. So you go and build this huge affiliate model, and you're not feeding them new content, you're not feeding them much. And as an affiliate marketer, you're not eating a whole lot, because if that's your income, what are you selling, right? Now you have to go look for other products to fill that pipeline. And if you're the big name with a huge affiliate line, so far they've been commanding large prices if they're going to introduce your product into that downline. But if they're commanding large prices, there aren't that many people who can afford those that don't already have their own downlines now. Social media has been around for 9-10 years. They've built up their own volume of people. They don't really need that. It wouldn't hurt, but they don't need to spend that kind of money to get it. So now the big names don't have other big names necessarily sharing the products. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. What are they going to fill with? The small names don't have $25,000 or $100,000 per product to put into their pipeline plus the lion's share of the proceeds. They can't do it. So what do you fill it with? They're now starting to talk about the idea that if it's the right product, they're willing to make these deals a lot more affordable for the content creators. If there's a few other pieces of the puzzle that can be blended in and make it good for everybody, because their affiliates will leave sooner or later if they don't manage to make enough money from that model, that they need to have an ongoing revenue stream. And the gurus need to have that affiliate model for their products to work, for them to make money from them. So this provides a new opportunity for affiliate marketers or large name gurus, big name gurus, to work with new or unheard of specialists or content creators and kind of get their profit out of it. The little guy gets their profit out of it. They get the exposure, they get the building up. Everybody's winning. The audience gets exposed to stuff they've never had a chance to even talk about before. The affiliate people make their money. The sales people make their money. The marketing people can now take those products and expand the products. Instead of being a one-shot deal, now these can be ongoing monthly products of their own, or they can be expanded into a product series or other things that take that one-shot product that might last 6 months, now turn it into a 2 or 3 year product life cycle. And everybody makes money through that whole window. That's how this can work for everybody. I'm building those kinds of joint ventures right now. I mean right now. Along with my own inside secret sales tools that are designed to sell massive quantities of information-based products. On top of those, we also have these other models, and we're trying to joint venture with as many people as possible. Now, just so you know, on top of those secret sauce opportunities I have to sell large volumes of books and info products and stuff, I also have full-on, fully paid for 4 different PR distribution tools. I have my own webinars platform company, so I've got unlimited capacity to do that. I have books and info products of my own. I have lots more that are going to be coming out over the rest of the year. I have all sorts of tools. I make apps, so I can put info products in apps. I do web design and funnels and that kind of stuff. I'm not saying this to compete with the other people who have those skills and can bring those too. This is designed to be in every pie option, not a pie versus pie option, right? If we can get 10 gurus with their downlines to put a product in front of, we're all going to make a lot of money. And a lot of people are going to get really, really happy. So there's no competition in this model. Everybody's out to help everybody collaboratively, and that's why we all make money. We do what we do best. Each of us does our part, and collectively we all do better. That's the goal. That's the objective. Now, if that sounds really interesting to you, then I really want your participation. I want you to jump in, and you have to do it like now. Yes, we may be taking on more people later, but you got to do it now. Here's why. Pardon me. It's not long before it's back to school, pretty much all over the world. From then on, it's all the holiday sales and all the stuff that goes with it. So if we're going to build, launch, sell brand new products between now and then, or we're going to take existing products, spin them around, turn them into new versions of them that we can do the same new launch now, then we need a little window of time to do it. Not a long time. I don't want this to take any real length of time at all, but there's a closing window to be able to do this in time so that we've got good solid sales throughout the holidays. We can do more sales in January and February and March. We can do lots of that. But if you want to be ready for those holidays, we got to do it now. We got to be ready now, and that has to be like today now. The next few days is when I'm going to be signing up as many partners as I can in each of 4 or 5 different categories. The categories are content creators, salespeople, marketing people, and affiliate marketers. Those are the 4 big ones. All right. Each of you has a role, each of you has an opportunity, and each of you can combine in different ways, absolutely different ways on different products to make things stand out. Not everybody's going to be on every product. Each person is going to be combined with other people to produce new products independently. That's the whole idea. We're a collective trying to make things happen, and we join on projects that we like and that we can contribute to. We stay away from the projects that, hey, that's not my cup of tea or not my kind of thing, but we commit to working together to get some of those products out there. And we get them out as fast as we can, as powerfully as we can, and we grow them as well as we can. Okay? That's the idea. Now, I'm going to be very blunt. There will be a cost. No matter what role you play, there will be a price to join. It's going to change a little bit depending on what your role is and what you need to do, but there will be a price to pay to join any product and any project. The number one reason why that's going to happen is because I only want committed people. And you can say you're committed till the cows come home. Unless there's money on the line, you're not that committed. You just aren't. We need to know that when we're ready to go, you're right there with us. So yeah, there's going to be some money on the line. Number 2, because this is basically getting part of the proceeds of an ongoing product, it's kind of an investment. You're saying this is what I'm prepared to do for X amount of money or X amount percentage of sales. That's the role that we're looking at here. So yes, money is going to be on the table. Will it be a fortune? No. We're probably talking in the neighborhood of between $1,000 and $10,000. Depends on what you want to do. Most of them are going to be in the neighborhood of $1,000 to $2,500. It's affordable. It's reachable. You can do it. I'm even talking to somebody in the next day or two who might be able to arrange payments if that's the kind of thing you need to do. So this isn't the world's most complicated thing. Fair? But it's enough. It's a big enough number that I know you're going to show up and do your part. Right? You're not just going to throw that money away and forget about it. So that's one. Number 2, you have to be able to bring something to the table. You have to have a skill set, resources, something that's relevant to this discussion. You don't have to be all things. You just have to be one good thing and do it well. And whenever that good thing fits with something else that's going on, I'm going to put you in those deals, or at least I'm going to put you in context with those people, see if it's the right fit, and then we do the deal. Okay? I've just got to know what that one thing is. Or if you have 10 things, you have 10 things. but it's not because on each deal you're going to be all 10 things. Okay? I need to know what those resources are, or I can't place it very well. Number 3, you gotta have a real interest in doing this. If this is something that, it's a product, this isn't it. That we're not talking about a good match here. This has to be, hey, I'm going to create something new, or I've got something that, I've built it. I know it's good. Everybody who sees it or reads it or likes it, they know it's good. Or I have an affiliate feed. I know it's good, but I don't have enough product to sell to be able to show anybody what the results are. Okay? You got to have something that when you bring it to the table, you're excited about it. You can see a vision of how this is going to work, not just for you, but for the people you work with. Okay? That's what you need to bring to the table. An open mind, very flexible, because these deals are going to be on topics you may have never even considered. You never know what's going to be available, how it's going to be spun out. We're going to put the deals together, and we're going to try to get the products out as fast as possible. We'll grow them, build them, improve them as they go along, because we're looking to develop them into multiple month, multiple year sales products. But they have to come out fast, because there's going to be a backlog very soon. As this takes off, and we get 5 or 10 products out the door, and the sales come out, and I'm going to blitz the PR on this. That's going to happen. And I'm going to put it in app stores, and I'm going to put it in membership sites, and we're going to put it in, you get the idea, right? It's going to be everywhere. As the results from that come back, everybody else is going to want to be doing this. And there's only so many hours in the day. So whether you're going to be the deal broker, the marketer, the salesperson, the content creator, whatever role you're going to be, you need to be it, and it needs to be exciting. You can do it on top of everything else you're doing. In fact, it's expected it's on top of everything else you're doing. Especially in those down cycles when you just know you don't have as much demand on your time as you would otherwise, and you're going to be scratching at the walls praying for something to do, and it's not going to be terribly effective. This is that thing you do at that time. This is it. So if that sounds interesting and exciting, please, please, please message me now, right now. Send me your interest and all the details. I've got it on the list in the message here. Send me all that information. I'll get back to you as fast as I can. We'll set up a quick call, talk about it, confirm your commitment, or say, hey, this doesn't sound like it's the right match, and you can either be on your way or you can be on your way with us. Either way is perfectly good, and you'll have heard what you need to hear, I'll have heard what I need to hear, and I can start putting deals together. Fair? That's the deal. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I wanted your time for. Thank you for that time, and if you're interested, message me now. Cheers.